The last time I spoke to my grandfather, he told me he wanted to go home. He told me he loved me, he said he wanted to see my grandmother, and that he hoped he would be well enough to see me soon. He never left the hospital. And that wasn't the only goodbye I missed. Some people die, some people just disappear from your life without a fight. Either way, you can be left holding a conversation you didn't know was the last one. My first real experience with that was after high school. I had a friend who was the reason I started drawing in the first place. She was the first girl I ever had a crush on, and she was an artist. I wanted to be able to draw with her. I wanted to trade sketchbooks and make things next to her. So I made it my personal mission to learn how, which is kind of funny because so much of my life now came from wanting to impress one girl when I was younger. After high school, she just stopped talking to me. There was no huge argument, no dramatic falling out. We just became people who used to know each other. And I don't blame her for that. High school ends, people grow up, lives move around. I know that. But there's still something strange about realizing that somebody can be so important to the person you become and then no longer be part of your life at all. Then there was my best friend in college. We talked constantly. Every day, all day. We played games together, hung out in calls, shared friend groups, had our own little Discord server. She was just part of my routine in a way I didn't even have to think about it. And then suddenly she was around less. She left our shared server, she left my public server, her social media changed. I saw her in a mutual friends chat once, and I only knew it was her because Twitch updated her username where she was still a mod for me. She was still out there, I just wasn't part of her life anymore. And I never really chased her down for an answer. I know she had her reasons, even if she wasn't ready or able to share them with me. I loved her enough to let her do what she needed to do, even if it hurt me. I think that was the hardest part. Not knowing what happened, but choosing not to make my need for closure more important than whatever she was going through. And if she does ever see this, I hope she knows I don't hate her. I never did. And I would still be happy to hear from her. The most difficult time I've had with someone leaving me was my grandfather. It was really tough for me. He's the only grandfather I really knew? I'm still not really used to him being gone. He got sick and just never really got better. During Christmas, I tried to go see him to bring him his presents and was told it was better if I didn't, as he couldn't really speak at the time due to a surgery. He wasn't allowed water for something they were gonna do. I did get to call him, and he told me that all he wanted was to come home to my grandmother and that he loved me and would hopefully be well enough to see me soon. He never left the hospital. The year changed, and I got the call that he had passed. I didn't go to work or get out of bed for 5 days straight. During his funeral, a short speech was given. How he was a religious man and he got up and told the nurses he was going home to heaven, and then collapsed in the hall and shortly later passed. I know they meant it kindly. I know they were trying to make sense of it, but I couldn't hear it in that way. He had told me what home meant to him weeks before. He wanted to go back to my grandmother. He wanted to be in his house. He wanted to be with the person he loved and had been with for over 40 years. It felt like a disgrace and dismissal of his love for her in the name of religion. I stood in the back of his funeral for a very short time and then went to the lobby. I couldn't stand to listen to people speak on my grandfather and what they thought they knew of him after that. I never got to truly say goodbye to my grandfather. I still have the gifts I intended to give him for Christmas, and I still have the last text he sent me almost 2 years later. While all of these people didn't leave me in the same way, I went through the same shock of not knowing our last conversation would be our last conversation. And I think the hardest goodbye is the one you don't know is happening. The people who drift away without a fight. The people who you assume you'll see again. You don't get to prepare. You just keep living your life, and one day you realize someone really important is only there in the version of you they helped create. Sometimes someone fades out of your life. Sometimes someone is gone before you're ready. Sometimes you're left holding all of these little memories, trying to figure out what you're supposed to do with them. Maybe that's why I keep making things. Because some people are gone, but parts of them are still in every drawing, every stream, every version of me that came after. I guess this is my goodbye, or maybe it's just me admitting that I never got one. Maybe this will sound dumb, maybe not, but if you have someone you never got to say goodbye to, I offer my comment section to do so. Someone will see it, and while maybe you don't get a goodbye back from the intended recipient, maybe it'll provide some closure or peace for you.